Hello and welcome to YFS TV. Today's pre-match sees BSC Glasgow taking on Albion Rovers in the CSFA Division Cup final. It's quite a cracker of a game, and we have the coaches and players from each club with us today. We'll start off with BSC Glasgow and start off with you, Terry, as the coach. Tell us a little bit about how this season's been for you guys.
Well, the same as everyone else, it's been a wee bit stop-start. I think we only managed to play something like 3 or 4 games in the league before everything gets stopped. We weren't really expecting it to start back up again, to be honest. But then when the cup competition has came along, it's been really good. Fortunately, I think there was 5 games in our section. And we've managed to come through it in second place. Played the semi-final, won that, and now fortunately into the final.
Yeah, a good run for you. Talk us through, if you got any personal highlights from that run, any results that stand out in particular that you're proud of?
Well, we played against 𝗠𝗘 juniors, which we heard were quite a good team. This is our first time in this division, so we're not really familiar with a lot of the teams. So we were expecting a really tough game against 𝗠𝗘, and quite unbelievably won 12-1, which is pretty ridiculous because you don't see those sort of score lines in the division, because a lot of the teams are quite evenly matched. So I would have to say 12-1. Yeah.
So you said that's your first season in the division. Is this your first kind of job as a coach, or have you had experience elsewhere? Or?
No, I've been coaching for about 5 years. So I previously had Rossvale 04s from, I think, maybe the age of about under 12s or 13s all the way up, and then last season got offered to come to BSC and take over as head coach for this team. So it's been excellent.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. We'll switch over to you, Owen, now. Owen, tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been at BSC Glasgow and what positions you play in.
Well, I joined Broomhill when I was about 12, I think, and I play centre-half now, but over the years I've played just about everywhere, been moving about. But so this season, I decided I wanted to try centre-half, and it's been good for me. I've enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of, this is the club's first season, as Terry pointed out, in the division. How have you found it in a personal viewpoint?
Well, the division we ran last season, we found it quite tough to get some results. So it's been a bit better for the boys. It's been more of a league that was at our level compared to last season. So we've been able to get some good results this season, and it shows that we've also come far as a team as well.
Yeah, obviously a great cup run in there as well. How have you found the cup so far, and what's been your personal highlight of the run?
Yeah, the cup's been good. Obviously, Terry mentioned the game against 𝗠𝗘 that we won 12-1. That was up there, but I think the game against Falkirk was arguably a better performance, although it was a 3-0 win. But we just played some brilliant football during that game, and I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, and finally, one last question. How is the kind of feeling in the camp ahead of the cup final? Is everybody pretty up for it?
Yeah, the boys are all really ready to go, and we've been training well over the past few weeks, so we believe that we can really go and get a result on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll switch over to you, Terry, for your last question. Obviously, we talked about it earlier on. You faced Albion earlier on this season. It was a 4-1 loss. What has your side learned from that game?
Well, I suppose it's good that we've already played Albion Rovers, so sort of know what to expect. But a good team, physical, couple of good football players as well, strong down the wings. So I'm not saying we know exactly how to
plan it to win it,
but I suppose it's good that we've played and we sort of know each other.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks very much from that side. We'll switch over to Albion Rovers now. We've got Scott here, who's one of the coaches in the team. Am I right in saying, Scott?
Aye. Yep. One of the coaches.
How long have you been involved with the club?
think I've been involved with this group of players for about 7 or 8 year old. So I've been there a long time with these boys. Been right through it all for the start with them, to be honest with you. 4-a-sides, 5-a-sides, all the rest of it. So I've been there for the get-go from it.
Yeah, so you say you've been there for a while. In terms of this cup final, is this quite an achievement for you? Or have you been quite a successful team throughout all the ranks?
We actually won the cup in 2017, 2018, the divisional cup then as well, which was quite a good achievement for the guys as well. That was in the C division at the time, and we won that cup that year. So, this is just as good. Just as good to get there again. Do you know what I mean? It's been a tough year for the guys, not playing so much. So, since we've come back, it's been really good. Guys have played really well.
And it's been a great cup run for you guys as well. You topped the group which BSC Glasgow were in. Have you had any highlights personally from this cup run for yourself?
I think we come up against Kirkwood. Kirkwood is one of the kind of stronger teams in the league as well. But the boys were absolutely brilliant that day. Gave them a good beating that day. They beat them 7-2. So that's probably been the highlight so far. That's the kind of game that seen us go through and putting them out. So big point for us.
Yeah, and as we touched on with Terry there, I mean, a 4-1 win against Albion earlier on in the season, does that give you a bit of confidence going into the game, or do you think it's going to be a completely different occasion since it's a cup final?
I think, being honest, it'll be a completely different occasion because both teams are obviously going to be up for this game. The first time they played, it was a win. The first time both teams had met. Unfortunately, I wasn't there that day. I was isolating, and young AJ here, he was injured that night as well. So, in fact, you were isolating as well. It was his fault I had to isolate. So, us two both missed that game. But I heard all about the game. Heard we played pretty well, and it was a decent enough game, to be honest with what I was told. So, looking forward to it again, and I'm just hoping that the result before doesn't affect any of the teams. You know what I mean? And the two of them come out and go for it on Sunday. It's the kind of way we want it to work anyway.
Yeah, we'll switch over to AJ now. Again, the same question I asked Owen at first. AJ, tell us a little bit about your journey at Albion Rovers and what position you play.
I joined Albion since a good few years ago when, I don't know, maybe about 2015, 2016. About that time, I play centre mid, usually centre defensive mid. Just like to basically control the middle of the park. I'll try to anyway, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we obviously talked to Scott there about his personal highlight of the cup run. What's been yours?
I've got to say it's the game against Kirkwood and all, because Kirkwood, a lot of my pals play with Kirkwood and basically kind of rivals for where we are. Definitely Kirkwood, that game, aye.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, as we've all pointed out, it's been a tough season, with all the stoppages and things like that. How good does it feel to be back playing football again for you?
Aye, it's magic, man. Well, we didn't really know what was going to happen when we were going back, but this League Cup's been a good experience for the boys, I'd like to say, aye, that as well. And then, just that really, aye.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've talked about it there. I mean, you've had were you part of the team that got to the cup final a few years ago? I mean, how did you find that and the kind of experience of being in the cup final?
Aye, well, most of the boys that are there now were there when we won that, so we know what it's like to be the pressure's on. So I think we'll go out and perform, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks very much, guys, for all your time. Before we go, though, we will do a quick score prediction. See what everybody thinks ahead of the game. We'll start off where we started off earlier. Terry, what's your thoughts on the match?
I think it'll be a close game. I think it's going to be a thriller. It's going to be 3-3 up until late on, and then we're going to get a winner 4-3.
There you go. An exciting game. Your thoughts? Think it's going to be? Do you think
Well,
it's going to be as exciting as that, or do you think it'll be a bit closer?
I don't think there's many goals, but definitely a tight game. Maybe a wee 2-1 BSC, I'd say.
Yeah. And then with you, Scott, what's your thoughts?
I think it's going to be a decent enough game. I've got to be honest, I think we're going to come out and I think we're going to play really well. I think we'll win the game pretty convincingly. I'm going to say 4 or 5-1 again.
Okay. AJ, finally, your thoughts?
Same with me. The way the boys have been playing recently, it's amazing. But definitely, I think 3-0 to us. I'm going to say 3-0.
Okay, some confident predictions out there. Definitely one to keep an eye on at the weekend. Just a reminder, BSC Glasgow against Albion Rovers in the CSFA, right in saying, the Division Cup final. So keep an eye out for that. It's this Sunday, am I right in saying, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kick-offs at
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay, so an early kick-off on Sunday. Definitely one to keep an eye out for the scores this weekend. It's going to be a cracker, I'm sure.